Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2, where we are playing the glorious kingdom of Siam. I actually looked into this a bit more, and I found out that there's this called industrial subsidies, and it exactly shows you how much you pay for each of the factories. And turns out the bakery in Ayutthaya is the most subsidized. Same with the furniture factory and the pharmaceutical plants. I don't think that's, the luxury furniture factory works, but this one is actually getting a shit ton of subsidies. Last day pure investment 254, from investments 354, market spending. And because most of what we're producing here is not selling, the market is being completely flooded, it seems, by... Yeah, most of these things are in low demand. Sulfur, yeah, like fuel, prices dropping, furniture is just dropping. I'm thinking we might have to do a certain thing that will be, I don't know, it may literally break our economy if I stop subsidizing all of these, but on the other hand it might be necessary for us to do that because our stated debt is really getting out of hand. We owe Prussia so much that in the long run that's a big issue. So I'm gonna cancel subsidies for all factories, and I'm gonna let it run for a couple of days and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna subsidize you and you. I'm not gonna subsidize you and you. Okay, that's working. These guys we can subsidize. They're useful. Let's subsidize you. I don't think subsidizing you is a good idea, but you we can subsidize. I'd like to keep you there. And I think we're producing sulfur, aren't we? No, we're not producing neither sulfur nor... Okay, so not you. Instead the fish factory. Okay, that's cool. Ammunition's area effect calculation. By making statistical standard measurements. Okay, so by making statistical standard measurements of how much ammunition was needed to give the right effect against a predefined size of enemy unit in a predefined square area, combat became more cost efficient. Okay. Okay, let's subsidize this one too. I'll have to pick up which we subsidize and which we don't. Not you. I would be tempted to subsidize this bakery, but that one was one of the most freaking... yeah. Well, now it's working. Yeah, but we're paying for the bakery. 141. The fuel refinery, tropical, all of these that we have, we're subsidizing. So all of our factories are effectively useless. So if I just subsidize all of them, we're gonna fall into a huge debt again, won't we? No? Actually, now we're doing okay. Okay, for the time being. Oh, it's the same thing again. And we get nationalism and imperialism. King, we have finished the research of nationalism and imperialism, which gives us the following benefit. +1 national focus, war justification efficiency, that's good. Permanent prestige and diplomatic influence. So what about industry, like assembly line, combustion engine? I wanted a combustion engine, because that one is really good. But I'm really thinking one thing we should go with is Navy. No, we wanted the machine gun. Oh man. Now we're gonna go with the Navy because look at that. These are so cheap. Oh my god, they're so cheap. We're gonna have that in a couple of days. Actually, in 20 days, we'll have Battleship Command Doctrine. Okay, let's make a bit of a buffer for ourselves. Separatism. The idea of national sovereignty and the view that the people was a distinct group based on blood and language with certain rights evolved during the century, and at several spots these ethnic groups started to work for independence. Rebel organization plus 50%. My god. Great. Yeah. Let's enjoy that. Okay, so we got the Battleship Command Doctrine. Let's go with steamers. Okay, this one was really that cheap, but the other ones aren't, so interesting. Now we're losing a bit of money, but not much. Yeah, it's really the subsidies that are fucking us up. Oh, and we have one unused national focus. I forgot to set it. What is this? Oh, we're building a ton of railroads. That's good. Upper house rearranged. King population 10 million happened to us. Awesome! We have 10 million now. Research points plus 0.25, but tax efficiency lowered. Okay, and we got the White Man's Burden. The White Man's Burden was a poem by the English poet Rudyard Kipling, published in 1899. At a face value, it appeared to be a rhetoric command to white men to colonize and rule other nations for the benefit of those people. Both the people and the duty may be seen as representation of the burden of the title, even though it mixed its exhortation to empire with somber warning of the cost involved in imperialism. Imperialists came to understand the phrase white man's burden as a characterization for imperialism that justified the policy. Minimal rifle rating -10. I think there's nothing left by now for us to colonize. Yeah, well, there's this. What's the life rating? 5? Oh, it won't show us. Wait, there was a colonial map mode. It won't. Okay, recruitment, naval. Yeah, it doesn't show. What about the RGO output? Oh, it shows you where you're... Is it the same thing? Oh yeah, so this shows where opium is. Oh, that's interesting. I had no idea. Wait, are they really producing opium in Serbia? Hey, that's a pretty good map mode. Let's see where the oil is. I think we have oil here, yeah. There's a lot of oil here. Yeah, there's oil here. And in the United States. Wow, in Mexico. In Zacatecas. I had no idea there was a function like this. That's pretty cool. Okay, now we're losing money again. But it's getting better. Yeah, if we keep a buffer, we should be okay. I just can't repay everything. What is this? Dreams of Empire. We dream not only of an empire to span the world, but also of a cultural empire. Our people stand as civilized beings, and it's our imperative to bestow the gift of our peoples upon others. Let the world know of our desires, for we shall find a place in the province or without it, or within it. Prestige increased. Okay. It's not so bad. Okay, now we get steamers. Fire control system. Okay, so who are you? Yeah, there's way too many cavalry units here. We can keep 2 and have 5 infantry units. Actually, let's have 2 mobile artillery units and... okay, no, let's have 2 cannons, 2 mobile artilleries, 2 infantry units, and 2 cavalry units. I guess that's a nice balance there. Major discoveries: speed and maneuvering tactic. This tactic meant using speed to maneuver into firing position at a point where the enemy had time to hit the ship, and also to make a braking maneuver at an optimal time. Oh, we can start producing coffee in Battambang. What are we producing there? Grain. Well, how's coffee doing on the market? We don't have enough we don't have any coffee, that's the thing. But nor do we need it. I don't think consumer goods. Oh, this is coffee. It's actually not so good, so no. Okay, you guys are good. You guys are good too. Oh, black shirts. Okay, let's get rid of them. I really don't want fascists in my state. It's enough that Great Britain succumbed to the fascistic regime. Oh, is it a war again? British control over Bikaner, over Naipur. Acquisition of Italian Majeerteen. Acquisition of French Ashanti. Of Egyptian Ethiopia. Between Egypt and Ethiopia. Well, Egypt is back for Ethiopia. I'm surprised. Egypt is 64th. And Ethiopia is 112. By the way, we are 1 step away from becoming a secondary power. So, fire control system. King, we have finished the research of fire control systems, which would give us the following benefits. Lowered Navy's build time and diplomatic influence increased. Plus, we get the personal category tables. These tables categorize tasks, positions, etc. so that it was easy to in peacetime to place personnel into combat formations. During mobilization, the process was sped up as it was easy to know which soldier was to go to what company. Okay, I guess that's... Oh, and I still haven't set up this. God damn it. Does it work? Yeah, do we... do something here? I don't think so, so I'm gonna move it elsewhere, plus the second one. Northern Malaya and from Patani. Okay, actually we have a lot of them here. Voting rights rescinded in Flanders. So Siam. So well, there's actually no one there, so let's go to Shan from Siak. Okay, well, tourists and everything are okay here. I think we're gonna set the research now. Naval plans. Supply range, colonial power points, diplomatic influence. Well, we have a lot of things to discover now. The Dark Continent. Missions to civilize. Things like that are a complete waste of our time. But we'll get it. Nonetheless. I think Great Britain has no idea what it's doing. Steamer automatic construction plants. These huge plants had movable machines that traveled between each dock, adding parts to the hull of the future steamer. Production output +3. I have a question. Could we maybe build a steamer plant? Because that one is, as far as I know, steamer convoys, yeah, but for steamers we would need steel, and we don't have steel. We don't have iron or... Well, we do have iron, we don't have coal. That's the problem. Okay, but the budget seems to be doing okay. Mechanized mining, good. At this level, we are able to keep it where it is, and I guess once it reaches like 80,000, I'm gonna keep investing. I'm gonna start investing into debt repayment. So naval plans, good. Naval professionalism. I don't think that we are able to. Okay, let's expand the naval base here too. The one here can stay, but we're using... Wait, there actually isn't a naval base here. Why am I thinking there is? Study circle. Okay, it's in Hue, so let's expand it there. Yeah, now we can build steamer shipyards. So let's put our ships in there. I don't really want them here at all. And we can expand this one and this one. That's gonna cost quite a lot of money, but it might give our factory something to do. Okay, naval professionalism. Look at all those railroads being built. Oh, that's awesome. So we have finished the second line of navy, and now we could go with the third one, which would be good, but we won't. Instead, I think we're gonna go with scientific management. Let's go with these two, or these three. We're gonna go with these three, then we're gonna get machine guns, and then we're gonna do another line in navy. Maybe we'll go with electricity too, I don't know. Okay, so organized factory, that's so cheap, it's almost like we didn't even do anything. Hey, we can create a state in South Borneo. Oh, we're a secondary power now! Awesome! So, yes, you are now a state. Pontiac is now a state. Awesome! Finally. The infamous still doesn't allow us to attack Jambi, but it will soon. Trust me, we're gonna go after Jambi very soon, because we haven't fought anyone in a while, really. There isn't anyone to fight anyway, so... Dutch Celebes, Sulawesi. Yeah, everyone is considered civilized now, so... it's kind of fun. But hey, we're 16th, and that is awesome. Can we see on the ledger who is ahead of us? Total score, yeah. So first is France, second is Great Britain, then it's Russia, then you have Austria-Hungary, Prussia, Italy and Japan. So these are the great powers. France, Britain second, third Russia, fourth Austria-Hungary, fifth Prussia, sixth Italy, seventh Japan, and Mexico is eighth. Okay, so these 8. And then the secondary powers: Scandinavia, Spain, sick empire, really? Finland. Oh, Finland is independent? I have to check that. Bavaria, Lippe, Detmold, the Empire of Brazil, and then Siam. Actually, we're just a bit of a step above Brunswick, but we can fix that by... Brunswick has no military score. Industrial and prestige. Well, we are very high on prestige, so... Wow, Lippe Detmold is just the prestige. And is Finland independent? No, it's still a satellite of Russia. That's super weird. Okay, let's increase our relations with Russia. We have a lot of research points now. Diplomatic points